Hey guys, welcome to the RC shop behind the scenes here in the Creepy Crawler's garage. It's Wednesday again, and I've been trying to do these every Wednesday for you guys that want to kind of get behind the scenes and see what's going on in the shop behind the produced episodes of the RC shop. So anyways, I thought I'd bring you guys in, it being Wednesday, and let's take a look at what's going on. So the first thing we're working on in the shop right now is, if in the last episode of the RC shop, you remember we were talking about building out a suspension for the Frank Special, this 12th scale barrage that we're going to be giving away to one of you guys, one of the subscribers, for a 1,000 subscriber celebration when we get there. In fact, we're up to 600 subscribers now. I've actually seen the subscriber rates increasing about twofold, really. So thanks again to you guys that have really been helping out. We'll hit that 1,000 subscribers in no time, and then we're gonna have a big blowout. Part of it again is going to be giving away this this barrage, or what we're calling the Frank Special, because he's been working on this to one of you guys, along with many other things. So keep those subscribers coming in. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Keep up with this. Have the opportunity to win something like this barrage in the future that we're building out. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. So working on the suspension. We had talked about using these taller King shocks that came off. I believe these came off my bomber. They're actually very nice. They're full aluminum, nice shocks. But we needed a little bit taller shock tower. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys, which is what I've been mocking up. You can see this is just a mocked up version, very rough. Just making sure all the geometry works, which it does. This gives it about I think about a 10 millimeter lift. Also, these shocks are actually. I don't know exactly. They're probably 4 millimeters taller than the stock shocks. So we suck up about 30 mil of that with the shock towers, and then give it about a 10 millimeter lift, which I think, let me put the body on for you guys. I think actually looks pretty good. Let me zoom back out so you can see. I think that looks pretty good. That's that's not a bad look for the truck. But I thought I have some other options, and I thought I'd leave this up to you guys. Since one of you, the viewers, are going to be winning this truck, I thought I'd give the option to you as to how we actually move forward with this. So I did get in some. These are some shocks off Amazon. I got some. They're aluminum bodied, but they're plastic. The eyelets are plastic, but they're actually pretty nice. Nice in budget. So by the way, keeping this under that $100 budget. These shocks I consider to be free because I already have them in the shop. These I actually got the set of 4 for 10 bucks. So either way, it really doesn't affect our budget. But what this would do is, if you wanted, we can actually go with a lower stance. Where this is giving us a taller stance, we could go with a lower stance, lower that center of gravity. It would actually lower us somewhere down in here, which would give us a lower center of gravity, less travel. This is giving us a higher center of gravity, more ground clearance, more travel, but a higher center of gravity, so much more likely to roll over, right? To tip and roll over. But anyways, I thought I'd leave that option up to you guys. You tell me down there down below in the comments which way you'd rather go with this. Whatever the consensus is in the comments, that's the direction we're going to go with this truck. It doesn't matter to me. I can tell you my vote is probably for this route, but I do have these, and if you'd rather see it as a lower with a lower stance, just let me know down in the comments. And like I said, whatever has the higher approval, that's what we're going to go with. Now, the other thing that we're working on here in the shop for this Sunday's build, or this Sunday's shop, is a air compressor build. So back, in fact, it was one of the first behind the scenes. I think I had shown you guys that I had this motor kind of sitting around the shop. This is an old K&B 40. It's an airplane motor. I've had this forever. In fact, it was my dad's, I believe, from like the early 80s. And I've had it forever, just loved it. And it was sitting around here in the shop, and I thought, I ought to build a scale like Ingersoll Rand air compressor off of this. I think that would look like the, usually those had V-twins on them, but this would kind of give that look for a scale air compressor here in the shop. And I started working on that actually this week. And when I started building out the tank for the air compressor, this thing's is pretty big. This motor is. So I remembered I had an old OS Max 12, which is it was out of an RC10 GT. This is actually a car motor, much smaller than this 40. I mean, not much smaller, but somewhat smaller. The body of it is smaller. You can see, if I can keep them standing up, is smaller. So I thought, this would be a little more scale, especially if I turn it this way. It's much more scale. So I think I'm going to use this. And so that's actually what I started doing, was building out a compressor tank to put this on. In fact, over in the fab shop, we can go take a look real quick because we've got it being built right now. All right, so you can see that is being built out in the fab shop, as you saw. It probably has another 12 hours to be completed, but that'll be something that we work on in the episode coming up this Sunday. So look for that. Look for the decision that we go with on the suspension for the barrage, and then moving forward on the build for this barrage. We still have to four-wheel steer that, which I'm going to be somewhat creative on to make that happen. I think what I'm going to do, guys, I think the easiest way, and actually the most economical way to do it, is just to buy another kit. And then that gives me all the steering components and everything we need to steer out the backside. Now you say, hey, you can't get that kit for under $100, especially when you've already spent $40, $50 or so. You can't get that for $50. Well, you're right. But in my view is if we only use the steering components out of the kit, right, we're only using a certain amount of dollars out of that kit, which keeps us in budget, right? Does that make sense? And the other way I'm convincing myself that this works is I've been wanting to build a rat rod of some sort. And then so with that kit, I can use the frame rails out of it. I can use all the components out of that for another project. So I'm still getting value out of it. And we can say that just these steering components are probably $10 or $20 worth of value and keeps us under that $100 budget that we're trying to stay under. Anyways, we'll talk about that more on the episode coming up this Sunday. You can look forward to that along with the suspension build out. Again, thank you for coming behind the scenes with me and just taking a look at what's going on in the shop midweek. And like I said, hit that subscription button if you haven't yet. Hit the like button, leave some comments, share the videos for me. We got to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. And I wouldn't be doing my due diligence either if I didn't say, please go check out tandemctelevision.weebly.com. If you'd like to support this channel and the shows that are on this channel, go check that out. There's some cool stuff that you could purchase, which helps keep, I've got to get another barrage kit, right? That helps support this channel and keep these episodes coming. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you this Sunday. Bye-bye.